say what you want about Rick Beato, dude, but he fucking cooked them here, bro. The first SoundCloud rapper to get a 9/11 face tap. That is a genius idea, dude. You're gonna blow up so hard. In today's video, we'll be checking out the recent Rick Beato drama. Wow, what a surprise. Long story short, he made a video that upset some people, and there were some video responses. We'll be checking out one of those responses, as well as Rick's response to the backlash. Spoiler alert, Rick kind of cooked. Why musical IQ soars after 30. But bro, it's funny that he said people got mad at him about this video, because like, that's nothing, dude. That's fucking nothing. Are you kidding me?
People that get mad at me, which is usually young people. This is when older people are going to get mad at me, but we'll see what happens. So I have this theory. Oh, here we go, right? One of Rick's theories. So I have a theory that I've had for a long time, long before YouTube, that creativity begins to fade at age 30. And I'm going to tell you why I think that.
Yeah, I could already see this. Oh my god, there are people that made responses and it seemed, oh my god, this guy seems pissed about this video. Okay, hold on. We found a hole, guys. We found a hole, and we're gonna dig ourselves into this hole.
This is the Beatles. I hate to bring up the Beatles, but that just, you know, to me the Beatles are kind of the pinnacle of popular music. When the Beatles broke up in 1970, two of the guys who were born in 1940, John Lennon and Ringo, were 30 years old. Maybe not even 30. I think when they officially broke up, I don't think either of them had turned 30, but they turned 30 that year. McCartney was born in 1942. He would have been 28, and George Harrison, I believe, was 27 or 26 even when they broke up. So they did all that music before age 30. Now, some might argue that none of them had as successful solo career after that, because their songs as soloists were not as good as they were in the Beatles, for whatever reason. Some people
True, his creativity did stop. He did get shot. That is true. That is one way to stop your creativity.
People say, oh, what are you talking about? All Things Must Pass, George Harrison, amazing record. Paul McCartney, you know, Wings Over America, incredible record. Imagine was a great record. Yes, okay, so we can say these are...
He's pretty much saying if you're over 30, yourself. That's funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. Don't yourself. That's satire.
But compared to the Beatles, to me, they are not of the same caliber. For the most part, most big artists have their pinnacle works in their 20s. I'll read you a few.
Well, that's not true, dude. Kendrick Lamar. That is absolutely not true. Kendrick Lamar is currently 37. I mean, it depends where you consider like his peak to be, because Damn was pretty good, and that was 7 years ago, and he was 30 at the time. But a lot of like really good rappers are like usually in their 30s. Boom. A$AP Rock is fucking 48, bro. And he just dropped some crazy shit recently. I think there is a point to be made about this, but maybe it's harder to be creative.
21. Now, he wasn't a composer, but Heartbreak Hotel, 1956. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's was released in 67. But I think even before that was Revolver and Rubber Soul.
Jay Electronica. When was the last time Jay Electronica put out a song, though? Let's be honest.
So 66, 67, they were in their mid-20s. Bob Dylan was 23 when he released Like a Rolling Stone. Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced, was when he was 25 in 1967. David Bowie was 26 when The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars came out.
Okay, this is too many references, bro. What the fuck? Okay. So yeah, I guess you're making a point by like just spitting like a million examples. What about all the examples disproving that?
The peak in their 20s, really in things like scientific and technological developments. Isaac Newton was 23 when he developed the laws of motion and universal gravitation. Einstein, 26, published his theory of special relativity in 1905. Tesla developed the induction motor and alternating current when he was 28. Edison, the phonograph, when he was 29.
But now you're looking for anecdotes to disprove his hypothesis. Hypothesis. That's not really helpful. Well, my point is that when you only present like cases of this being true, like you can cherry pick, essentially, is what I'm saying. I mean, I still stand by A$AP Rock and Kendrick Lamar, and I'm pretty sure Jay-Z has still done some pretty good music at this point. Also Kanye West.
Well, let me give you one of the theories on why I think this is the case, that creativity begins to fade.
I do think this is probably somewhat true, though. I do agree with this overall point. I think it does fade. I don't think you lose it, though. It may fade, and if I had to guess why, it's probably because your brain gets like settled into a specific way of thinking, but you could probably also change the way your brain thinks by doing certain things, you know, being spiritual, doing different things daily, drugs, more drugs, and then not doing drugs after that.
There are two types of intelligence: fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence. Here's the definition. Fluid intelligence is the ability to reason and solve new problems independently of previously acquired knowledge.
I don't know though, bro. Like, his musical IQ was not really cooking when he picked this music here for this.
Characteristics: abstract thinking, problem solving, and pattern recognition. It's considered innate and not heavily dependent on education or experience, which that would be a reason that people could write these songs, right? Just even without any background in music instruction, let's say. It peaks in early adulthood and tends to decline.
He changed the title of the video when it first came out. It said the opposite, no cap. Oh, okay. That makes sense because like the hypothesis at the beginning of the video seemed like it was the opposite. Like I actually didn't really read the title. Like I kind of read it and just like it just went through my brain.
And crystallized intelligence is defined as the accumulation of knowledge, facts, and skills acquired throughout life. What I do here is, I would say,
I agree with that, J-Buck. That could be it too.
Combination of both, but mainly crystallized intelligence. These are things that I've developed over a lifetime of experience. Characteristics: relies on accessing information from long-term memory, is influenced by educational and cultural experiences, and can continue to grow and improve with age as more
This fucking meditation music, dude. This is killing me right now.
more knowledge and experience are acquired. This is why somebody like John Williams can write film scores in his 90s. This is why most of the greatest classical composers wrote their most important works at the end of their lives. Bach's Musical Offering was written, I believe, in 17...
Also, I feel like people like value that work more because it is towards the end of their life. You know, like for instance, Jay Dilla's Donuts. Oh, somebody's definitely got bingo right now from all the fucking names I've dropped here. But I feel like because it's the end of their life, people are just going to value it more regardless of their age.
47, the Mass in B minor, 1748, the Art of Fugue, 1750, which was unfinished before Bach died, and even the
Bach died.
Alternative Clavier Book 2 was written in 1742, very late into Bach's life. Mozart, for example, wrote his most important works at the end of his life. Don Giovanni, 1787. He died in 1791. The Jupiter Symphony, which was Symphony 41, was done in 1788. And the Requiem, which was unfinished right at the...
I don't even know how you judge like this kind of music. I don't know. Like in terms of like if I were to rank their earlier work versus the older work, I don't know if I could tell you which one is better.
His late string quartets, 12 through 16, and the Grosse Fugue, the double fugue. Incredibly important works, all written at the end of his life in the 1820s. He died in 1827. And then
you measure classical music with potentiometers. You measure it by how many time signature changes there are.
So all of their most adventuresome, important works used their crystallized intelligence from a lifetime of work. Beethoven, in fact, writing when he was completely deaf at the end of his life. Jazz music is kind of different in this because it involves both fluid intelligence, the ability to improvise and be spontaneously creative, and crystallized intelligence. These are things that are learned, like, for example, what I call the vocabulary of recognized sounds. If you don't have perfect pitch, but you hear the sound like this.
No, not jazz. Anything but jazz.
When I hear that, I know that that's a dominant 13 flat 9 chord because I recognize the sound of it.
Nerd.
If I hear this chord right here, I know that's a major 7.
I know that's a chord that sounds like shit.
And sharp 5 chord. And my crystallized intelligence tells me that I'm going to play the Lydian augmented scale over.
I'm like, that's a CTM bass right there. That right there, that's a Zay 808. That was a shit chord, dude. I'm sorry. Like I'm sure maybe there's a context where it will work, but Jesus, dude.
That when I hear it, I don't have perfect pitch, so I don't know the exact tones there.
He did mention perfect pitch, but he did not mention his kid with perfect pitch.
But if I find the root here, this B flat, and I hear that chord there, I know that the scale is 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, sharp 5, 6, major 7, back to 1. That's using knowledge that I've acquired over a lifetime.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
If you're into jazz music and you look at your favorite records or what you think are the pinnacle albums for your favorite artists, a lot of times they're creating these things a little bit older. Miles was 33 when...
It seems like he's presenting both sides of it, actually. I mean, I guess it kind of depends the conclusion he comes to at the end here. I don't know. It seems like he's presenting both.
John Coltrane was 34 when Giant Steps was released in 1960. So there you see it. This was kind of a pinnacle of his playing abilities as an improviser and as a composer. The reason for this, I believe, is because jazz music pulls from both fluid intelligence and crystallized knowledge. When it comes to improvising, you'll find, if you're really honest about it, most of your favorite artists' greatest solos were before they were 30 years old. They improvised them when they're...
You guys who've been to my streams before, I think you already know what I'm going to say about solos. They suck. They fucking they suck. Like 95% of solos are not good.
Their brain had the fastest processing speed when they were really utilizing that prefrontal cortex. If you think of Lee Morgan playing on Blue Train, that double time solo he plays in there in 1957, he was 9.
The shredding. Yeah, I hate the shredding, bro. It's just meaningless. It's just... All right, dude. You're doing the thing. Yeah, you're doing the thing. I mean, jazz soloing is kind of cool. I will say that. But I guess I'm talking more like solo in like a rock song or something, right?
18 years old. Or I just did a video on Pat Metheny's Song for Bilbao. The Travels record was when Pat was 29. And to me, at the peak of his playing. Think about your favorite jazz musicians or favorite rock musicians. Think about when they did their best solos. You'll see that this is really something, I think, that you'll start to say, maybe he's right about that. Well, what does it mean for people that are my age, 62? Well, you have a lifetime of experience to draw upon. So you should be equally as creative, if not more creative, than younger people. The problem is being able to come up with things on the spot. And this is where the young brain has such an advantage.
Nick, the way you spelled millennial just now should be like... that should be like considered like a fucking crime, dude.
Those of you that are young watching this video, this is the time to do it before you turn 30.
You want to know what's the difference between like boomers and Gen Z and Gen Alpha people? So boomers, when they have a picture of, you know, a building like that, it's like that. When Gen Z and Gen Alpha people have a picture like that, there's a plane flying into it in the picture. I've actually fucking seen that too, like 9/11 paintings. I've seen 9/11 fucking paintings, dude. Don't get me wrong, I am all for like a good 9/11 joke, but like having a 9/11 painting is fucking crazy. That is fucked, dude. That is like such bad vibes. I could, that's too far, dude. That's too far. I'm like more in the middle with it personally.
Love to know your thoughts. Leave a comment, hit subscribe.
Bro, the first SoundCloud rapper to get a 9/11 face tat, that is a fucking genius idea, dude. You're gonna blow up so hard. Okay, this seems pretty fucking funny, dude. I disagree with Rick Beato and defend old people. We gotta try this out. We We might have stumbled onto something amazing. Watching old people get mad at each other is funny as shit, dude. This is 40 minutes, too. What the fuck, dude? Bro, it's 40 minutes and it's not a reaction. What the fuck? It's not a fucking reaction. That's crazy. It's a pretty good video, but you don't have the attention span for his style.
Rick Beato recently put out a video.
Bro, this guy's got me wanting to check. Oh, dude, I feel like such a fucking asshole, dude. I am for sure going to hell. I don't even want to say what I was going to say. Yeah, I'm going to speed this up, but this guy has me checking my shirt for dandruff. Just send me straight to fucking hell, dude. I'm not even gonna try to be a fucking good guy, dude. I'm not even gonna try. Like at this point, like fuck it, dude. Like I'm not even gonna try. Why is that a bad thing to say? Because he's old. He probably doesn't even fucking know or think about it, dude. And it's like it's not important. Like, and it's kind of bullying. Like, it's not really.
On the thumbnail, he's sat in his garden, and we know if he goes to sit out in his garden, that means
Bro, this just lets me know, like, who watches Rick Beato. You know, like, I didn't know any of this shit. Like, there's, like, a whole meta to the fucking, to, like, his thumbnails and shit like that. There's a whole Anthony Fantano scheme to it. That's crazy.
He's been in deep thought. So we're going to get his thoughts and opinions. Do we want to see Rick in his garden, you know, putting forth his opinions to the world, especially when these opinions frighten him a little bit? So, of course, we all clicked on it, and I clicked on it very excitedly to see what he was about to say. And on that video, he made the point that...
I feel like he didn't really even make a strong point, though. He presented both sides of the argument and didn't really, like, it seemed like was there a real conclusion there? I feel like there wasn't really a real conclusion. Hey, Editing Weaver here. So upon watching this again, it seems that Rick's conclusion was that older people are even more creative because they have a lifetime of experience, but they are not as quick anymore, so they are less likely to be as creative on the spot.
Creativity is the domain of the young, and that once you get old, it is more difficult, if not impossible, to be creative. On Facebook this morning, I have seen many of my musicians friends sharing this video. Everybody's discussing it.
That's it, guys. I gotta start making rage bait, dude. This is how you do it now.
So I think it's brilliant that Rick has brought this sort of philosophical thinking about art and music into the public domain, and I felt it was only right that me, being me, that I would then throw my 2 pennies into the hat. I think I've mixed metaphors there, but I might not have, because you could throw 2 pennies into a hat, couldn't you? So
is this a fucking UK thing? What is that normal?
It might be okay. Anyway, he starts off by saying that usually on his videos he upsets young people, but on this video he's going to upset old people. Now, as soon as I saw that, I thought, Rick, I know you...
Rick Beato, slayer of old men.
And I think saying that old people aren't creative is the least that they've got to worry about, you know. If you really want to upset an old person, remind them that they will be dead soon. That's usually the best place to stop. But he didn't go there.
Nah, I feel like most of them accept that.
Yeah, I invented that, and I think he should have, mentioned me on the channel. I'm waiting for my mention, Rick. You know, you've been mentioned a million times on my channel, you know, and I never see...
Bro, this guy's a fucking Rick Beato A-log. This is awesome.
Anything on your channel, even a slight nod to me.
So far, I'm loving this. This is great.
A bunch of examples from the music industry of people doing groundbreaking albums.
Oh my god, I can already see how this is going to go, dude. Busyworks Beats is going to make a tweet within the next 12 hours, and he's going to say, oh, now Weaverbeats is instigating fights between old people. They're already going to die soon, Weaver, you piece of shit. Now you're trying to make them fucking kill each other, giving them a fucking heart attack. Now I'm separating grandfathers from their grandchildren, destroying retirement homes.
And so his argument seems to make sense there. He then goes wider than that, and he starts to look at scientists, and he lists a bunch of scientists.
I'm gonna skip ahead a bit. This is crazy, dude. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead like 5 minutes.
Player to listen to that came from the old days when people used to play instruments before these computers and young people came along, sported it all.
Oh my fucking god, dude. You're fucking shitting me right now. I just skipped ahead and he fucking said all these... What do you say? All these young people and computers came along. Dude, no, this is gold, dude. This is gold. You guys are... Nah, dude, this is gold.
Wiggling their bottoms around and singing about sex. I mean... It was all right when Robert Plant did it. Because Robert Plant was a musical genius, he was allowed to, and he was channeling the blues. The blues is good because it's authentic.
I feel like I'm like getting like the Fountain of Youth right now or something. This is crazy.
None of these young people are authentic. They just don't even know who they are, do they? They haven't experienced anything. They don't know anything. They don't know anything about how great our music is.
Is he doing a bit right now, dude? Wait, I don't know because I skipped ahead. I can't tell.
So, the list of examples. Now, he could have picked many artists have done from rock and roll that have done great albums. He himself has had Nuno Betancourt on the channel.
Okay, he's doing a bit. Okay. Sorry, I skipped ahead 5 minutes, so like I really did not know at that point.
Extreme brought out what I would say is their best album and blew everybody away. Now, that was a great album. It wasn't reinventing the wheel, but it was a great album. I've just interviewed John Anderson, and John Anderson has come on out after being kicked out of Yes for getting ill, and he has gone, okay, Yes, the band that I formed, I'll show you how to do it properly. He's done an album called True, and it's brilliant. Bang on the nose of Yes he goes. Absolutely incredible.
I'm sorry, did you guys understand the single fucking thing you just said?
So, it's something I champion on this channel a lot, this idea of reinventing the wheel. And
bang on the nose.
Calling that creative, so be it. And he may have a point if that's your definition of creativity. But for me, it isn't. My definition of creativity is the balance between hedonism and perfectionism. And you don't want another video where I go on about that for an hour. So if you don't know what I mean, go and check another video out. That's what it does. If you are doing that, then you are making art. And the other thing you need to make art is to put a frame around it. In other words, in terms of music, you need to get it out there and put it on some sort of platform. So at least one person can listen to it. If you do that, I believe you are being creative and making art. Whether you reinvented the wheel, well, I think it's possible.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I mean, I guess you are technically being creative, but that's not the point he was making.
Then he goes on through the scientists, and I was really troubled by this, because he does a little swizz here. So he went, oh, Einstein invented his special... NC, that's gotta be bait. That's gotta be... I'm not falling for that. That's bait. He discovered his... special theory of relativity in 1905, which he did when he was in his mid-20s. But anybody who knows about science knows that's the rubbish one. It was okay. He was just warming up. It's the general relativity theory in 1916 that is the one that counts.
Okay, guys, yeah, boomer beef, this might be a thing we need to start doing. Like, maybe I'll make, like, an intro segment.
Down to it, art must always be coming from the same place. So what Beethoven's doing is exactly the same as what Bob Dylan is doing. I truly believe that. Now, all of these things I'm discussing here require an hour-long video. This is why I have this channel, so I can crack open one of these ideas and discuss it, because I don't think anybody is, and I don't think anyone has the framework.
Bro, this is so not digestible. This is like trying to digest a fucking rock. I'm gonna slow him back down, because like speeding him up makes him sound like totally insane.
Don't kill me! Got to the end of the video. Thank you very much for...
And just... what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck, dude? I just unpaused it after saying I don't want him to sound insane, and he said, "Don't kill me." This was actually really good, dude. This is actually really good. I'm gonna click like on this. This is really good. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was about, but oh my god, dude. Whew. All right, so Rick Beato did a response to his last video.
My theory, it's actually a hypothesis of creativity declining after age 30. Now, if you only watched the first part of the video, you would have missed the part where I said people like myself that are 62 take advantage of a different type of brain processing that actually can make you even more creative later in life. But here's...
I feel like he didn't make that point super well. He definitely, he illustrated both sides of it.
The thing, out of the 1.2 million people that have watched the...
Bro, the fucking flex, dude. I just uploaded a video that's 10 out of 10, but it was a stream clip, so I'm not that salty about it, but god, dude. Must be nice. Must be nice.
Video, they've only watched it an average of 3 minutes and 47 seconds, so they haven't seen the rest of the video, which is...
No, it's not even 1.2 million, no big deal. 1 out of 10, meaning that's like the best performing out of the last 10 videos. Wait, what is the average view duration? Oh, it's a little bit down. How long was the video, though? That really matters, because they don't show percentage for some reason. That's stupid.
It's in 47 seconds, so they haven't seen the rest of the video, which is 9 minutes and 36 seconds. And in that section, I present the other side of the argument. And how do I know that? Because I read the comments. Like, right when the video comes out, one of the first comments was, "I'm only at the beginning of this, but I disagree with the idea that
Like, I even confessed to only watching the beginning of it.
Creativity fades around 30. And then I have these kind of responses. I respect Rick for...
Like, he didn't even have to assume that, really. I mean, I guess he kind of did a little bit, but because the guy could have watched it afterwards, but...
Presenting us with historical examples as part of the argument. But you can find examples for the other post-30 side as well. Then he goes on to say... Let us use the same confirmation bias for the other side of the argument. Beethoven wrote his Waldstein and Kreutzer sonatas after his 30s. Then
he referenced Beethoven in that video.
Goes on to talk about the late string quartets and piano sonatas. Maybe you missed that part of the video.
Ooh, he cooked them, dude. I don't know, dude. Gramps is cooking. Gramps is cooking.
Beethoven, his late string quartets, 12 through 16, and the gross...
Bro, he just shit on that random commenter so hard. I respect it.
The fugue, the double fugue. Incredibly important works, all written at the end of his life in the 1820s. He died in 1827. And then, of course, the Ninth Symphony, which was finished in 1824. So all of their most adventuresome, important works used their crystallized...
Bro, he's playing it over it right here, too, dude. Oh, dude, he's dunking on this random commenter, dude. This commenter is gonna, like, they're gonna end it, dude, after they see this video. Thankfully, he didn't put their name in there.
Intelligence from a lifetime of work. Beethoven, in fact, writing when he was completely deaf at the end of his life. He goes on to say, note, I use Beethoven as an example, but if anyone is willing...
But they were composers in a different age. But, I mean, there's other people over the age of 30 that are also killing it still these days.
Feel free to look at Bach, Well-Tempered Clavier, Goldberg Variations, Musical Offering, Art of Fugue. Wait, I didn't talk about those? Actually, I did. Bach's Musical Offering was...
I kind of feel like Rick Beato's like really tapped in to like knowing how YouTube works. He's just like, you know what? I just gotta piss people off. That's what's most important at the end of the day, is pissing people off.
Written, I believe, in 1747, the Mass in B minor, 1748, the Art of Fugue, 1750, which was unfinished before Bach died, and even the Well-Tempered Clavier Book 2 was written in 1742, very late into Bach's life. So, two of the composers that I mentioned in the video, he mentions in his comment because he never finished watching the video where I present the second half of the argument, where I talk about two different types of intelligence. Fluid intelligence is the ability to reason.
Oh my god, dude. If his next video is the decline of black music, that would be insane, dude. That would be fucking insane. It would be his most viewed video, I think. I don't know how it would pan out for like the future of his channel, but it would be his most viewed video, I think. That's fucking insane. And solve new problems independently of previously acquired knowledge.
And then crystallized intelligence is the accumulation of knowledge, facts, and skills acquired throughout life. And these composers like Beethoven, like Bach, like John Williams, write their most adventuresome, most interesting pinnacle works at the end of their life. So if you're watching the video only to 3 minutes and 47 seconds, you missed this part. Now, it's probably just my bad video making that I didn't set out and say I'm going to present both arguments on this. I started out talking...
I think you presented too many examples. I almost wonder if it's not intentional. He just accidentally steps into these like perfect like landmines of rage bait, like while trying to make his points.
About rock music, pop music, where the songwriters were in their 20s when they wrote arguably their most important records. Here's a couple other comments. Miles Davis, theory debunked.
I would fold him, bro. I disavow. I completely disavow.
I talked about Miles Davis in the video. Or another one, Miles Davis, Frank Sinatra, John Coltrane. As you can see, I also mentioned them in the last video. Here's another comment. This guy says, furthermore, jazz legends like Miles Davis, Duke Ellington, Herbie Hancock demonstrated how longevity fuels artistic reinvention and evolution. And some of the comments under that are, isn't that consistent with what he said in the video? Aren't you just repeating the exact point Beato was making? He didn't say their peak was before 30, quite the opposite. Makes me wonder if people are listening to the end of the video or are too busy tapping out their own comments during it.
Ooh.
Thank you very much. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.
I mean, say what you want about Rick Beato, dude, but he fucking cooked them here. He cooked them. He baited them, and then he fucking cooked the people that grabbed the bait. Like, that was actually disgusting. I didn't know Rick Beato was a killer. Always comment for the videos done. Yeah, it's not a good idea. Especially on Rick Beato's channel, apparently.